Hi, welcome to the second video on starting to meditate. Just to recap from what we've learned before, meditation is all about cultivating awareness and attention in order to become more mindful of where we are, more sort of grounded in the present moment. Which has so many beneficial effects. So before we start meditating, there's a few things we need to do to prepare ourselves. It's if you start meditating, just sit down and try to just start meditating. Sometimes it's quite difficult because you'll have all kinds of things maybe going on in your mind, and it may not be the right environment. So the first thing to do, find a quiet place somewhere where you can sit comfortably, either sitting down or like I am, cross-legged, sitting on this cushion, which is called a zafu. And once you've done that, set out a clear purpose of what you want to achieve. Say to yourself, I'm going to do 2 or 3 minutes of meditation, and I'm just going to focus on this or that, but have a clear intention of what you want to do. And don't have too many expectations. Don't try and have, say, well, this is going to change the way I think, or don't have any expectations at all. Just discipline yourself to setting out a clear task and small goals, because that way you will achieve and it'll become a regular practice. As I said before, it's not willpower that will actually enable you to develop a practice with meditation. It's actually you are training the subconscious, so you have to enjoy it. It has to be a pleasurable experience, where you sometimes feel that you sometimes see things a lot clearer, the mind becomes much calmer, you notice little things, you savour those experiences and you use those to motivate yourself, but don't try and go too fast, because if you try and set yourself goals of having a 15-minute meditation on your second go, you'll just become a bit disheartened, and you have to take it in small steps for it to be effective. So what we are hoping to achieve from all this is to become more mindful, and you'll notice changes, calmness. You'll notice an air of sort of peacefulness as well. But one thing that when we prepare for meditation, one of the most difficult things for people meditating for the first time is distractions. And if you've got some thoughts on your mind, some pressing thoughts, things you're worried about, they can have a big impact on your ability to focus. So if you try and just be aware of those and say to yourself, I'm going to put those out of my mind, I'm going to focus on this, and I'm going to put those out of my mind. I'm going to divert the focus from those to this. Don't try and dismiss your thoughts when you're meditating, because all that you do is to by dismissing them, you're almost not addressing them, and all you're trying to do is move the focus from those, just to acknowledge them. And then and what you'll experience when you do meditation is something called mind wandering, and it's part and parcel of meditation, and it's where you start to focus on one thing, and your mind, before you know it, your mind's focusing, it's being drawn elsewhere, because that's the nature of the mind. It will be drawn to what it thinks, what it likes, or what it thinks is most relevant at that time. So what we're doing is developing our ability to bring focus, to discipline ourselves almost to bring focus on a specific thing. And that's quite a skill. But for now, all we're doing is trying to develop a practice, and just experiencing the first sort of stages of a meditation practice. Now, what I've done is to put it into 3 stages, and the reason for this is that in initial practice, if you've got 3 simple stages, you can always refer back to them, because during your time developing a practice, you'll come across obstacles, and you'll have to work your way round those, and that's part of your responsibility. I can teach you how to meditate, but I can't personally teach you from here, and so that's up to you in terms of your responsibility, to find solutions around some of the obstacles that you will personally find. You'll find mind wandering, that's part and parcel of it, but the meditation practice is actually training us to divert our attention from that, and to focus on what we've decided as our object of focus. So in terms of preparation, make sure you're comfortable, and make sure you have some kind of timing device. Now, I use a little sort of stopwatch. You don't need a timing device, but it's good to have one just to sort of know how long you've been meditating, I think. You can set it to have an alarm. Some people do like to set a certain time, which is good, because then you can look back on your progress, and you can say that you're increasing your time incrementally. So it's important to have one. You can also use your phone, but put it on flight mode. Phones are quite distracting, so I wouldn't recommend you using a phone personally.